YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, Luna Phoenix Tarot. My name is Stephanie. Today I'm going to be doing a pick a card style reading for Earth signs for the month of September 2019. That's going to be Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. If you're not familiar with a pick a card style reading, you'll want to choose the card that you are most drawn to. I have put the picture in the thumbnail of this video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. I really, truly appreciate it. And let's see. This is a general reading, so it may not resonate with every earth sign. Also, energy is interchangeable, so this could be you or somebody you're dealing with. So let's go ahead and get started with group one. I did this differently than I normally do. I went ahead and shuffled and pulled out all the cards for the reading for each group. So I'm just going to go through with what each card says, and I'm just going to read the energy for it. I am only using oracle cards today, no tarot, which is odd for me, but let's see what we got. So group one of our earth signs, we have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So what I'm getting off of this immediately is that it's time for you to get grounded and get recentered with yourself. Find some meditation. I feel like I'm hearing Virgo for some reason. I feel like a lot of Virgos specifically have been in their head a lot and have been really focused on outcomes and focused on things going on around them, and haven't really taken the time to go within and evaluate things at a deeper level. Virgos tend to be very analytical, but I feel like this is calling you to step back from that side of yourself and get more involved with your free spirit side. And it's funny because I actually changed my shirt for this video, and it's about a free bird. That's for some of you. It may not be a Virgo, but that's what I'm hearing. This could be for a Taurus or a Capricorn too, but specifically I'm getting Virgo. Anywho. What's coming in? We have rejoice and celebration. Some of you may be graduating school. Some of you getting a new job. Some of you are getting engaged. And some of you are just reconnecting with friends and going out and enjoying yourselves. Some of you are celebrating successes of your friends. You've watched your friends kind of go through some things, and now they're coming on the other side of it, and you've kind of been that pillar of support for them. So at this time you're going to be going out to celebrate with them for their own successes. So it may not even be necessarily you, but you're being a support system for somebody else, and you're celebrating that. This could also be for you though. What's blocking you is doubt. This goes back into that analytical mind, that logical, practical mind, this seeing the glass half empty side. Not necessarily pessimistic, but looking at the things that could go wrong instead of what could go right. I feel like a lot of you are just not grounded, and you're letting, I don't want to say troubles, but you're letting, this sounds so weird when I say it every time, earthly things get to you. So it's like you're taking temporary situations and making them bigger than what they really are. And they're turning into like snowballs. So something small could go wrong, but it's like you're replaying it over and over and over, and it's turning into something bigger. And it's causing doubt in your mind because you may have been expecting something to play out a certain way and it didn't. So it's like you're taking on that energy of like full-on self-doubt. Like, for instance, if you applied for a job that you wanted and you didn't get it, now it's taken on this whole new energy of, I'm not gonna do anything with my life. And it's like super, not I want to say super dramatic, but I'm not trying to be ugly, but it's very dramatic. It's like the end all be all if something small happens. Like, I feel like some of you are having car issues, and And it's like, I'll never have a nice car, I'll never have nice things, my life sucks. It just turns into that energy. And I feel like that's why Spirit is calling on you to meditate and reground yourself. I feel like that's a separate group than the celebration group. It could be tied together. You could be so focused on other people because of what's going on in your life. You're trying to take some of the attention off of yourself and put it onto others. Your next steps says wide open. What this is telling me is free yourself again. I feel like a lot of you feel caged in. If you look at the girl in this card, her arms are wide open, literally, and it's like she's embracing the universe. Excuse me. It's like she's taking in everything that's coming. And I'm hearing that song by Creed, With Arms Wide Open. If you haven't heard that song, it's a beautiful song. Some of you may need to go listen to it. That's a message for somebody. But that's what I'm getting from this card. Let me pull the book and see what it's saying. You are free to express your uniqueness to the world and share in all the bounty of life's endless possibilities. Excuse me. Don't remain small and contracted. Instead, expand your horizons beyond what you believe to be your limitations. You have a unique voice that needs to be expressed in the world. What this is telling me again is it's like I'm seeing, like, I hate this image that I'm getting right now, but it's like caged chickens. I hate that image right now. But that's what I'm seeing. Like, you can't get out of the cage that is your mind. And you're not seeing things for the bigger picture. These small obstacles are turning into big disasters, and they don't have to. I'm seeing the forest for a lot of you. I don't know if you guys hike or like hiking, camping. I'm seeing a lot of you need to connect with nature, trees specifically, and you are earth signs, so that is your home. That's where you belong. Walk outside barefoot and push that energy into the ground and visualize all of this negative energy going into the earth and walk around barefoot. What Spirit wants you to know is change. Excuse me. This is an activation card, so this symbol may mean something to you. This number 12 is standing out to me as well. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm getting over a cold. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and birth the new. It's all about letting go. And I feel like some of you, I'm hearing the serenity prayer, like accepting things that you can't change. I feel like some of you are just so stuck on things that you feel like you can change, but you can't. And that's what's keeping you trapped. And so this is a message to let go of the things that you can't change and take advantage of the things that you can, and you'll be able to move forward. The last message that we have here is beautiful. Sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. Trees. I'm seeing trees around a lot of you. Maybe a park that has a lot of trees. Just sit out there, and I was just outside, and the wind is just blowing. There's such a nice breeze, and I'm watching the leaves. It's turning into fall here, so watching the leaves fall, which can be like a sign of a death and rebirth. And when you think about it, trees go through it every year. They lose all their leaves, and they die, essentially. And then when spring comes back around, they bloom again. So I think being around trees will be beneficial for some of you in group 1. So I'm going to leave that with you guys, and I'm going to move on to group 2. Excuse me. Group 2. Prosperity lies ahead. This is your overall energy. I'm actually going to read the book on this a little bit, because prosperity can mean a number of things, right? It can mean financial prosperity. It can mean school, job, family. I want to get a specific message here. This is pretty specific. Get or give a massage. Healthy body, healthy mind. Some of you have been taking on, I feel like some of you have been taking on other people's stuff, and it's physically affecting you. And so this is a message to relax your body, because your emotional health is taking a toll physically. You will soon be able to afford the thing you're dreaming of. Getting clear on what you value most will help you find peace. Take some time out to pamper yourself. Start a standing order to a savings account, no matter how small. Some of you may be looking into invest in something, or simply just save up some money. I'm getting a sense of, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a hibernation. Like some of you are wanting to start putting things away, not just money, but clothes. You're wanting to kind of pack up things from the summertime, save up. I'm getting that for some of you. Some of you, it's like not a hoarding, but keeping things closely that are yours, and not really spending a lot or doing a lot. It's like a protection type thing is what I'm getting. And I feel like it's because you've been taking on a lot of people's stuff, their crap, their emotions, their baggage. And it's speaking heavily about pampering yourself. So I think it's time to take a step back and protect yourself as well as your things. So let's see what else we have here. And what's coming in? We have awareness. Some of you are becoming aware of how other people's energy affects you. I feel like some of you may not have realized how much you're taking on of other people, and you may just be exhausted at the end of the day and not really know why. But it's like you're becoming aware that it's the people around you that you're taking on all of their stuff, and you're not really guarding yourself from their energy. And I actually want to read on this a little bit too. Where's my book? I feel like this is it's like you've been putting your own emotions and stuff aside for other people. Like you need space. This is weird. Like you've needed space for other people's stuff, so you've been putting yours to the back to make room for their stuff. Some of you are opening up your gifts. Some of you are tapping into your clairvoyance, your clairsentience. Some of you are getting messages through songs or sounds. And if you're unclear of how your gifts come to you, check out Supernatural Mystic Tarot, Renee. She actually has a really good video explaining the clairs and how they show themselves to you and how spirit comes through. Claire, I forget the sound one. When you're hearing things, why can't I think of it right now? Like when things come to you and you're hearing messages, it's going to sound like your own voice. And also like clairvoyance, people have a misconception that you're going to see something in a physical form, but it comes to you as a vision of something you've either already seen, and it doesn't necessarily manifest in the 3D. Sometimes it does, but most of the time when you're getting those messages, they're going to come to you in your mind's eye. So you may not realize that it's a message. And the sounds may sound like your own voice. So if you're hearing, like, let's say you hear your grandmother talk, but it's in your voice. Like you hear something she used to say all the time. I take that as a message that your grandmother is near and she's speaking to you. But because it's your voice, you may not recognize that it's a message. It's also a card that represents your ability to create your own reality. It's the Magician. You have everything you need to manifest what you desire in life. So if you're feeling drained by other people's energy, you have the tools to guard yourself and protect yourself from that. And you can set healthy boundaries with these people so that you're able to take care of yourself and others. Okay, let's see. What's blocking you? Forceful. I feel like some of you don't want to be forceful. You don't set the boundaries because you don't want to come off as being harsh or brash or an asshole. But it's like, it's a skewed perception because you're not an asshole for wanting to take care of yourself. You're not an asshole for, standing up for yourself and saying, I just can't do that. That doesn't make you that person. Some of you are very empathic and you don't want to let people down, so it's a slippery slope, and you let people take advantage of you instead of standing up for yourself because you don't want to upset them and you don't want to come off as being forceful. So that's what's blocking you, and this is a message to tap into that side of yourself that says, you know what, I'm not going to take this shit. I'm not going to put up with it. I don't deserve that treatment. I deserve to take care of myself and set those healthy boundaries. It's like a child. Children crave stability and boundaries. You may not think so, but when kids have structure, they react better, they behave better. I'm not going to get into a debate on parenting or raising kids or whatever, but I've seen it with my own. The more structure and stability and boundaries that they have, the more in line they are and the happier they seem. You only accept what you allow, basically. Your next steps are education. And I just saw this in the Aware card, the Magician card that just came out. This is a time of you digging into things that you want to learn about. And I feel like a lot of it is spirituality. Not all of it. Some of you are just in school, maybe taking up a new course, maybe changing your majors, going into school. Some of you are learning things at work. But I feel like a lot of you, this is a spiritual learning experience where you're starting to look up the gifts that you're feeling develop. What is clairsentience? What is clairaudience? That's the one I was looking for earlier. What is clairvoyance? And you're getting into these, like I like to call them, wormholes of information. And you're taking it in and you're beginning to look at things at a higher level. But I do want to read and see if there's anything specific in this. Excuse me. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school and you must learn by experience. Be teachable and open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student. I feel like a lot of you have spent your entire life kind of doing the things that you do, allowing these people in. I'm getting heavy, like, not manipulation, but heavy, empathic. People affect you. You're not a people pleaser, but you do things for people. Not necessarily expecting things back, but you do get this sense of resentment after helping somebody, especially if they're not reciprocating that energy. So what I think this is the universe is asking you to learn these lessons, to pay attention to the way you're feeling, pay attention to the things that are kind of triggering you to be in an emotional state. If you feel like you're being used, maybe take a look and see why you feel that way, and take that and learn from it, and move accordingly. Wow. Message from Spirit, prosperity. So this is twice prosperity has come out for you guys. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We have prosperity here, and we have prosperity here. So that's a confirmation. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. So it's time for you guys to get back to you. Stop worrying so much about what other people, how they're going to react. If you set some kind of boundary, it's okay for you to put up your things, but sometimes you need to take them out, dust them off, and get rid of them. And I think that this is like a spring cleaning message for you guys. People, places, things that are not serving you, it's time for them to go, and it's time for you to get back in touch with you. Take care of yourself, things that you enjoy doing, things that are going to benefit you, not just emotionally, but physically. A lot of you have taken on this stress physically. The last message that we have is infinite supply. And I haven't even read this yet, but what this is telling me is that some of you are worried because you're so used to kind of hoarding things and keeping things close that it's fearful to let some things go. But what the universe is saying is you are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So it may be scary to let some things go, but you can't allow other things in if there's no room. So huge spring cleaning, energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, for you guys in group 2. So I'm going to leave that with you, and I'm going to go on to group 3. All right. Excuse me. Group 3. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. I keep seeing like little dots. Like, it's weird, like the dots ice cream, actually. If you're not familiar, the little dot ice cream, like little balls of ice cream, right? Don't focus so much on the little ball and look at the bowl of ice cream that's there. Don't focus so much on the little day-to-day things. I feel like some of you have dreams and goals, but you don't see the big picture. All you see is a little mundane, annoying things that you have to do to get there, and it's a turn off. So it's hard to stay focused. So you lose sight of this big picture. And it's like you consume your mind with the little things. Like, I don't know, like, let's say some of you are wanting to open up your own store, but you have to get a loan to go lease the property, or you have to buy inventory, but you have to buy inventory from 5 different places, and it's just so monotonous to you, and it's just like, I'm not seeing the big picture anymore because this has become so muddied, and I'm so caught up and wrapped up in these little things that I can't even see what I'm doing this for anymore. Some of it's related to a relationship. Some of you are not seeing the person for who they are, and you're seeing like little annoyances, like the way they eat or the way they walk around. And it's I feel like some of you need to be away from this person for a minute. Not like separate, but you need to take time away. You guys need to go hang out with your friends or something, because it's the little things that are annoying you, and you're failing to see the person for who they are at a bigger level. And what's coming in for you is material and spiritual prosperity. So it pays off to look at the big picture. When you're so focused on the small things, you're turning into a negative mindset. You're not seeing things for the beautiful picture that they are. You're seeing the little imperfections that really, truly make a beautiful picture when you think about it. So this is a message from Spirit to continue to see things for what they are and not focus so much on the negative parts of it. Trust the process is what I'm hearing. Unavailable is what's blocking you. Some of you are emotionally unavailable, and it's because you're annoyed. I'm getting like annoyed that some of you are just like, why do they do that? Why do they not put the toilet paper on the roll? Why do they not wash their dishes? Why do they not, whatever it may be? And this could be at a job. Why do they park like that? Whatever it is. But you're emotionally unavailable. I'm seeing like a statuesque person, no, very stoic look. Like you can't tell if you're happy or not. It's very unavailable. I don't know how many ways I'm trying to say that, but whatever. Wow. Stuck in the mud is your next step. So, what this is telling me is that if you don't get out of this unavailable, annoyed by the little things, not seeing the big picture, you're going to be stuck in the mud, and it's going to be a downward spiral, and you're going to catch yourself when it's too late. So you're going to feel like you're trapped, like you can't get out, you're not seeing an exit. But there's an exit. You just have to pay attention to the bigger picture. I'm going to read on this a little bit. Becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. In fact, this is a sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you to an even muddier place. Now is not the time to move forward, but to observe. Clarity about your circumstances will come a little later. Stop and find the joy in what you've been overlooking. Again, stop paying so much attention to the small things that are minor nuances and pay attention to the big picture that's beautiful. I keep seeing a Picasso painting because if you take small pieces of it, it looks like, really, some of his big ones. I mean, if you look at the whole picture, some of it looks crazy. But it's beautiful and it's a work of art. But it doesn't make sense if you look at a small part of it. So message from Spirit is heart chakra. Open up your heart chakra. This is unconditional love. This is looking at somebody for who they are, for their flaws, and loving them unconditionally, loving them in spite of those things. Even yourself. Some of you have gotten down on yourself too. And I feel like that's where the muddied part comes in too. You feel stuck because you don't even know why you're looking at somebody this way. You don't even know why you're so irritable. You don't know why you can't seem to see the bigger picture. Heart chakra work will be super beneficial for you. You can do guided meditations on YouTube. Getting outside will do you some good. And just practicing unconditional love daily. Start with yourself. Look in the mirror and truly acknowledge the things that bother you about yourself and learn to love them. And then you'll be able to give that love on to other people. Excuse me. Last message from Spirit is peace. There is no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. You can't control everything, and even though even though you have these annoyances, it can always be traced back to you. Sometimes people mirror us, and you don't have to be in a twin flame or soulmate connection to be mirrored. Sometimes a family member can mirror you, a stranger can mirror you, and you'll see something within yourself that you need to address. What this is telling me is that, excuse me, when you let go of these negative thought forms and patterns, you're going to be able to accept unconditional love and peace and harmony within yourself, and it's going to radiate through everybody around you. That is what's going to keep you from getting stuck in the mud, is learning to just love freely and stop stressing and overanalyzing, and just being irritated by yourself overanalyzing somebody else. They're just living their life. They're eating that way because they eat that way. They're walking that way because they walk that way. If it's something like like the way they talk, they can't help that. That's how they are. So why is it bothering you? You have to look at those parts of yourself, and I feel like a lot of you are stubborn and don't really want to. But you have to, and if you don't, you're going to muddy your own waters. And in order to have a peaceful and happy, joyful life, you have to recognize these things about yourself, because until you do, it's going to continue to bother you. So I'm going to leave that with you guys. I hope it resonates. If not, there are plenty of other great readers out here on YouTube. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.